fuck is up, everybody? Welcome to yet another episode of the Story Motors podcast. The first one that we've recorded with no audio issues since the last time we recorded with no audio issues. Mike, how are you doing today, buddy?
I'm doing all right. I'm just looking at myself in the Discord video, and I just kind of keep fading into and out of my background, so that's going to be fun.
Yeah, it's, you're like kind of a ghost.
It's a treat for the viewers on YouTube.
Like a shitty ghost.
Never said I was going to be a good
like
ghost.
a shitty person, but just like a ghost who's like, I want to be solid, but I can't. I don't know, really don't know how yet.
Letting my anxiety follow me into the afterlife. Just like, I want to be here, but I don't.
Yeah. I would like to be here, but really, you know what, maybe not. Maybe I'll just
go home, have an edible, DoorDash some food, play Armored Core.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
No. Anyway. Hi, Robert. How you doing, buddy?
I'm totes great. Everything's perfect. There are the fireworks to prove it.
That worked out so perfectly.
God damn it did, right? Oh my god.
It's a sign.
It's a sign
gonna work out.
From something. Yep, everything. The really awesome episode that we recorded last week totally didn't have any audio issues that I only found out about 10 minutes before recording this. So, I don't even know why I'm bringing it up. It's weird.
Yeah, I don't know why, but hey, you got some other good things going on in your life. You got some beer.
I got my favorite beer from Germany.
Look at that.
So,
your favorite German beer. Got to watch our beloved RSL just dominate Colorado.
Absolutely shit on the Colorado Rapids' hopes and or dreams.
Just walk into their living room, change the channel on the TV, snatch the beer out of their hand, slap their partner on the ass. That is what we did to Colorado.
God, it was glorious, wasn't it?
The disrespect was amazing. What I'm here for. The only way I love about better is we got a bicycle kick.
Yeah. Who got a bicycle kick? Someone got a... Oh, I think it was somebody in the Prem got a bicycle kick.
Hey,
and then they lost the match.
Well, won the battle, lost the war. Doesn't really matter.
Yeah, but it was the last day, and it's like, no, you're not gonna fucking win the league unless you're Man City. You fucking cunts. Anyway, so yeah, Mike, we are back. We are actually recording this episode like 2 days before it goes up. Usually we're about a week early. But this is going to go up in just a couple days, and then I'm going to try to salvage the audio from the last one that we recorded. There is plenty of audio. It's anything that Mike says, anything that Megaran says. He was our special guest. Thank you so much for being on, Ryan. But OBS decided that my mic was to be muted.
It didn't need to be on. You didn't need to be hosting this thing.
Nope. So, yeah. So I'll try to salvage some of that, but if I can, it's probably just going to go up as kind of a special episode that'll be a bit shorter because I was doing a bit of the driving, as Mike likes to say, in the conversation. So, yeah, let's hope we can get some of that up.
We got this. You got this.
Yeah.
I will coach you on how to fix the audio while I'm traipsing around this weekend.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, I mean, we've got some time. It doesn't need to go up immediately then, so...
No, totally fine.
Yeah, so that literally right before... I got everything connected right before Mike got in, and I was going to edit last week's just to get that started, and that's when I found out, so... Yeah. But, we are here. We're together. It is recording my audio this time. Oliver is here, my best friend dog, right here. He's chilling. He's getting some pats.
Aw.
Oliver, Mike says hi. He's looking at me like, who's that? I don't care. But
you barked at me a number of times, Oliver. You know me.
Mike, besides this audio issue, how are you doing? How are you gaming? I know you're real busy doing not gaming stuff.
Yeah, doing a lot of not gaming, but I did take my PS4 down to my girlfriend's house, hooked it up to the big TV in her living room because she enjoys watching me play like first player or like just any like RPG sort of thing.
Okay.
So, yep.
So you're just doing a
So
lot of Yakuza?
I mean, gonna be some Yakuza. There's gonna be some Cyberpunk because I still have your PS4 copy.
You gotta fucking
Um,
play that, man.
I am getting around to it. God damn it! Right. Um, yeah, I've just got all my fun single player RPGs down there. So yeah, there's that. I'm probably going to go to one of the used game shops around her place, see if I can find a copy of Fallout 3, 4. You know?
So those are on PlayStation Plus.
Ooh.
Just a heads up, because I
Okay.
have PlayStation Plus right now. That's how I'm playing some stuff. But yeah, Fallout 3 and 4 and New Vegas, I'm pretty sure are on PlayStation Plus. You know what? Check that out first.
That's what I'm doing right now.
Yeah, I'm like 95% positive that they were on there. So if they are not, I apologize. But yeah. Yeah, I mean, all the Fallout games are going to be fucking dope to play anyway. You know?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I got a text from a buddy of mine yesterday. And he was like, "Hey, not even joking. How are the Mass Effect games?" And I was like, "Bro, that's the best trilogy in all of gaming."
My man, how much time do you have?
Yeah. I said literally one of the best game trilogies of all time. And he's like, "Andromeda?" And I was like, "Not as good. Not as good. Could be a fun time, but not as good as the OG trilogy. That their Mass Effect Andromeda." So what RPG are you going to be playing first? Or are you just kind of jumping around through stuff?
I don't know. It's gonna be one of those. I'm just gonna, you know, see what catches my eye, what I feel
No?
like playing. Would really love to get through Final Fantasy VII Remake at some point in time. You know,
Yeah.
um, yeah, man. No, we'll just see what. I'm trying to think of what else I took down there. So the two that just leap off at the top of my head. um, I know I've got
There is another
Yakuza on the
RPG
hard,
series that is on PlayStation Plus that you could play. That will take you a long time to get through.
and that would be.
They also just got announced to be coming to Steam June 13th. Fucking Kingdom Hearts. What up,
Hey,
bitch?
uh,
Kingdom Hearts is light. Play Kingdom Hearts.
that
Have you
one
played
might.
Kingdom Hearts, Mike?
Yeah, I played like the first two
Okay, play
back in
all
the
of them.
day when they came out.
Yeah, play 2, play Birth by Sleep, watch Chain of Memories on YouTube because the gameplay is just...
Have
Play Dream Drop Distance. That one was kind of fun. Play 2.8. You know? Play 3.
I
These are all different games. Watch
yeah no
358 by 2 days because they don't have the game on there, just the videos for some reason. I don't know why. That feels like that would be way easier to put the gameplay on than,
you'd think that,
you know.
but
But Chain of
yeah,
Memories was
no,
remade for the PS2 years ago, so they just put that one on there.
yeah. I think I'm I may dabble back into that one when I have enough free time.
About 500 hours or so. I get it. You get it.
The amount of times I watched Neon Genesis Evangelion, the series, and then all the different compilation movies, all the different versions of those, and the branching fucking timelines of that. This is what it feels like, the same thing,
I mean, to be fair,
minus
the Kingdom Hearts timeline is very simple.
cut to the Brian David Gilbert video of him trying to explain the timeline.
Stuff happens.
Yeah.
So anyway, I've been
Oh,
playing a lot of Fallout 76. Actually, that's what I've been getting back into. I started a
oh
new
yeah.
character on the PlayStation, so
Okay.
because I have like 900 some odd hours on the Xbox, so I started a brand new character on PlayStation and going through it. Having a really good time going through the OG storyline in the game with all of the new enhancements from over the
Oh yeah.
years. So I've also
Nice.
jumped into a few of the things that I never went to on the Xbox, like the Atlantic City expansion, and
Yeah.
haven't jumped into the pit yet because that one is like you have to go in there with a team. So
The pit is gnarly.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I remember the
I
pit
mean,
from Fallout 3, but this is obviously like years and years before that.
Yeah.
So it's going to be yeah, I know it's still pretty gnarly, but it's yeah, I want to see it. And then they've got the Skyline Valley expansion coming in June that I was able to test a little bit, kind of play in on the PTS on Steam in 76. And I was able to play the new public event a couple times, which is it was a pretty fun time. It's very similar to other public events, but there's a new type of enemy that was pretty fun to like fight against like electricity, because they're all like electrified and shit. So it's pretty good. Yeah, it's pretty good. But yeah, Fallout 76 has been my go-to mostly for the past little bit, because I did finally finish up Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. Finished up the DLC, finished up the New Game Plus run on hard/legend difficulty. Was able to get the achievement just by getting to the final boss, beating it on legend difficulty, and then beating it again on hard mode. And then that counts for beating New Game Plus, and then beating it on hard mode, and then beating it on legendary. So,
nice.
Yeah, I am just kind of waiting for the next big thing. I'm in that kind of like 76 is fun and all, but like I'm in that kind of lull in between my big single player games, so I don't know what to really jump into next. Mm-hmm. Do you have any recommendations? Besides Armored Core, because I've tried it and I wasn't a fan.
Yeah, Armored Core, I mean, you're not a fan of like any of the Souls games, are you?
Well, that's the thing. The Elden Ring DLC is coming out in a month from today, so I'm excited for that. I want to play that. Yeah. But like that's kind of like I'm at that point where like I've got a month, so I don't want to like jump into maybe like a 300-hour RPG because I don't know if I'm going to finish it. Like I've got Eiyuden Chronicles: 100-Year War, I think it's what it's called, on Xbox. It's all downloaded, it's installed, but I know that's going to take forever to play.
Yeah. This is a great time to get into some of those just like little more like short bite-sized games, like, or to go like revisit, like a game that you've played, like you put tons of hours into. You could just be like, oh,
no, 76.
Maybe something other than 76. But
I did try out a bit of Little Kitty Big City.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to give it a bit more time. It's just kind of like I'm just getting the controls are very simple, don't get me wrong, but I'm getting used to like, okay, how like when I jump, I have to hold the button down to do this, but then I've got to hold the button down to aim where I'm going to go, but then it doesn't aim this way, but it aims it's yeah. I just have to mess with it a little bit, but I have fun climbing on top of a fence and just knocking shit over.
Hell yeah.
So
seems like the best part of being a cat.
Yeah, so probably the only good part about being a cat. I mean, you don't have a soul, so
yeah,
do whatever the fuck you want.
Exactly.
But Mike,
before we jump into the topic, I do want to just recommend one 7-minute and 44-second YouTube video.
Okay.
It's by V-Limit. It's called Armored Core is Even Bigger Than You Think. And not in the, Armored Core 6 is like the biggest best-selling entry in the franchise.
Mm-hmm.
He talks about the scale of that game, and it is insane, like how big some of the things are and how fast some of those things move.
You know what's insane? That came out after Elden Ring.
Yeah.
Right? So
it means they were working on
From Software was working on Elden Ring.
Yeah.
While working on Armored Core 6.
Yeah.
Released Elden Ring. And then started working on the Elden Ring DLC while releasing Armored Core 6.
Yeah.
And both of those games got incredible reviews. And Shadow of the Erd Tree, I mean, if it's more Elden Ring, it's going to get incredible reviews.
Oh, yeah. It's something that so many people are looking forward to.
Yeah.
I've been listening to like the AEW Arcade podcast or whatever with Evil Uno and Chugs, aka Adam Cole Bebe, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
Just to hear him talk about like he's playing old games like I am. It's great.
Oh yeah, dude. Chugs is a massive, massive gamer. And it's incredible. He's part of Departy.
Yeah.
If you haven't watched any of Departy playing Uno, fucking go to YouTube and watch some of that. The party
I learned.
is Adam Cole, Xavier Woods, Cesaro, and Tyler Breeze.
Hell yeah.
And a lot of their stuff that they got really kind of into was playing Uno against each other.
Amazing.
Fucking hilarious.
Fucking A.
Fucking bonehead move, man. Bonehead move. A lot of respect. A lot of respect.
Oh.
But yeah, send me the link to that video. I will fucking watch. I'll watch a video on Armored Core 6.
Oh yeah.
I'll watch a video on the entire fucking Armored Core series.
So I tried to like figure out that there is no cohesive timeline. Effectively, like there's only one. I think there's only a couple of games that actually have a direct sequel that take place in the same timeline.
Yeah.
Each game effectively resets the timeline or is an entirely different timeline. It's a lot like Mobile Suit Gundam in that way. So, no cohesive timelines, giant robots, unrealistic physics. It's got everything I want in a game.
Big anime boobies?
Almost everything I want.
Okay, that's what I thought.
You know? Well, listen. Nobody bats 1,000. But speaking of...
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. You're right.
Yep. Trying to scroll and transition all at the same time is not working too well.
Yeah, go ahead with that segue.
But speaking of games that don't have direct sequels, we are going to be talking about games that should have had a sequel.
What?
And what we'd like to see in that sequel.
Whoa!
Like how they would improve on the original.
You knew that by the title of this episode, but that transition was so flawless that if you forgot, you were right here.
I used to be a professional podcast host.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I've been filling out a Google Doc for this, and I just named it "Games What Need Sequels," and I think that's going to be the title of this episode.
Games, I love it.
Yeah. But yeah, Mike and I today are going to kind of pitch some sequels or in some cases, for mine, you could either do a sequel or like a full-on remake, but of games that we think would be incredible to see brought back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, you just texted that to me. Thank you.
Yep.
So,
you're welcome.
Mike,
yes.
You want to go first? Or you want me to go first today?
I'll go first.
Okay, go ahead.
So, thankfully, shout out to What Culture Gaming. They did a video and an article about awesome games that never got sequels.
And they just put that up, and legitimately, we decided to do this episode a week ago, and then 2 days ago, while I'm playing games, I'm on YouTube, and I see the What Culture Gaming video, 10 games that never got sequels, and I was like, what the... They clearly made that before we even thought of this, but it's just that kind of weird timing thing.
So their original article went up on March 2nd. So,
fuck me then.
Right. It is kind of weird how they do this stuff, like how they go from article to, whatever. But I had already written my list out.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just had 3, and I'm like, okay, this will be all right, for me and my incredibly. It's not a hard life, and it's not difficult in the, I'm struggling to survive. It's just I used to play video games. I'm on a difficulty setting too high.
Yeah.
Yet my pride will not let me turn it down. So that's what I mean by difficult.
Hey, bud, that's why we're the Story Motors podcast, all right? Bump that shit down to super easy. Never feel ashamed.
Town frolic.
Life is hard enough. If I just want to go into a video game and feel like a god, that's what I'm going to do.
I am here for parent mode, all right? Life's busy enough. Work, kids, just want to play some games. Hit that button, turn that mode on, and just enjoy the story.
Apparently there's I don't know if it was I haven't looked into it myself, but I think Greg Miller talking about it today on his review of Hellblade 2. You can essentially turn off combat.
Huh.
So the game kind of just does the combat for you. So then you're just more experiencing the story, and you're moving the character, but the actual combat stuff is just kind of
happening.
idling. Yeah, like fucking
Yeah.
idle dungeon games or whatever. I'm not sure exactly how he meant it,
Alright.
but he was like, yeah, I was kind of getting a little frustrated and kind of bored with that fighting in the middle of the story, and I was able to kind of shut that part of me having to do that off, and then I could just focus on the story and focus on everything that was up on the screen because the graphics are incredible.
Yeah.
But yeah, sorry,
Yeah.
sorry.
All right. Yeah, so I had my list of 3 written down, and then on their list they had something that I played years and years and years ago as a youth that I totally forgot how awesome it was.
Okay.
So I
I feel like
popped
I have
that
an
on
idea
there.
of what that is, but I'll let you know if I was correct when you bring it up.
Um, anyway, so on my list of games that should have gotten sequels, I have a game that I poured so many hours into, a game that I bought twice because I loaned it out to somebody and they brought it back damaged, and I had to yell at them at work.
Bastards.
So, me in a hairnet yelling at somebody else in a hairnet about my video game. So, um, it was L.A. Noir.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I loved that game. The story was amazing. I loved what they tried to do with the whole like reading somebody's face, but that
Yeah.
kind of didn't work all the time, you know? But like, yeah, no, and the setting, like post-war LA before LA became
LA.
LA, yeah. It
Yeah.
was so amazing and it was so good. I spent so much time in that game and I kept going back to it to like try to find all the secret cars and all of the other little Easter eggs and like secret things in there. Like I tried, that's one of the few games I tried. I
Yeah.
tried to 100%.
Ooh, okay.
And
Okay.
then, yeah. And then I never did because I was really more worried about my second Xbox 360 red rigging. Yeah. Yeah. Rip. Um, I still have my red ringed one. I'm going to turn it into a planter of some sort and just grow flowers in it.
Perfect. It'll be way
Yep.
more useful that way.
Right.
You know.
But if you remember at the end, it kind of like our hero kind of does not make it to the credits.
I'll be honest. I
Spoiler
never
alert.
finished LA Noir.
Oh, yeah. Oh god, the ending's great.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's one of those like it's. I mean, there were a couple of endings like it's one of those. It could definitely do the Rockstar thing like they did with Grand Theft Auto, and it could be kind of the same thing, but in a different place.
Yeah.
You know, so like I,
Des Moines Noir.
I mean, like San Francisco, Philadelphia, Boston. Some of these cities that are just like, oh, or Baltimore. Some of these cities that were great iconic American cities. You could set them, post war and see what's going on with like the
Yeah.
detectives over there because it's a very like LA is very different than San Francisco, which is different from Boston, which is different from, they're all unique individual cities. I would love to see kind of more of this like early mid-century detective noir stuff. And I would really like to see what if they could get the facial thing right this time around.
I mean, I remember that being obviously the big
Oh yeah.
selling point was like the facial, and but it wasn't just the faces look good. It was like, oh, watch it because they'll do their eyebrow, and then you'll know, oh, they're kind of lying, or they're doing this and they're doing
Yeah.
and I remember that it was very touted and it was
Oh.
celebrated, but there also were still
It may or may not have been me being an idiot and not able to read people. You know, uh, case in point, a lot of awkward conversations with friends. But no, it was good when it worked, but when it didn't, it just like acting is a thing. Like
yeah
it is a very subtle thing, and motion capture can only do so much. Do you remember a lot of the promo videos were just like camera right up in the actor's
yeah
face,
yeah
all the dots or as many as they could reasonably capture.
As many dots as they could put on a person's face without it becoming blackface.
Yeah, or golf ball face, also wildly offensive.
Yeah.
Scottish, but yeah, it was like they did the best they could with what they had at the time, and god damn, it was amazing. I mean, Rockstar, Bondi Beach, they made an amazing game.
Yeah.
That I want more of. That, yeah, I mean, I may see if and there's a game shop at my girlfriend's house. They've got a fat PS3. I may go down there, buy that, and buy a copy of LA Noire.
Well, didn't they re-release it for like PS4, Xbox like One era? They kind of remastered it.
If they did, then I'm gonna go hunt that thing down along with.
I don't know if it was I don't know if it was a physical release, but I'm almost positive there was some sort of like remastered release.
And if that's the case, I'm gonna find it. And if it's on Steam,
Yeah,
let me know in the comments below.
Yeah,
like let me know where to find this
because I remember. I remember them saying something about like they fixed one of the speech options because it was a bit unclear. So they changed like the wording. Also, and I don't know if this is on PS4, if this is like a next gen thing only, or if it's just on Xbox. Do you know Rockstar has GTA Plus, which is like their GTA Online subscription thing or whatever.
I did not know about this.
Yeah, but they just added, I think, LA Noire to be like a playable game on if you're subscribed to that for like $10 or something. Ugh. I don't know. It's weird, but I think you have options to play like a remastered or upgraded version.
Okay. Yeah.
But
yeah, there was a rumor mill going around in 2020 that there was going to be an LA Noire 2. Never happened.
LA 2R?
So, right there. It was right there. And they decided to punt.
And you know what? It's going to lead me into my first game.
Oh.
That I want a sequel and or remake of.
Okay.
A little game came out in, 2008? From Silicon Knights called Too Human.
Ooh.
Do you remember Too Human?
Okay. Vaguely.
Yeah.
Too Human, the name rings a bell.
Too Human was supposed to be the beginning of like a big old trilogy of games in the Too Human universe. The Too Humaniverse, whatever. And then it was just one of the biggest disappointments. And then there were a bunch of legal issues with the Unreal Engine at the time, Unreal Engine 3 that they used, and they had to physically have all copies of the game removed from shelves, and they had to stop selling the game.
Oh, stop sale! Holy shit!
But now it is actually unless they removed it again, you can actually go on to like the Xbox store and get it for free. Like it's
hell yeah,
because they can't sell it, so it's just up there for free. And I downloaded it. I remember playing it when it first came out, and I was like, I don't really like this all that much, and I didn't remember why. I downloaded it to try it out, and I remember why. The gameplay is just some of the most awful third-person action gameplay that you can imagine. It was one of those things where it was a studio that was like, we've got this grand idea of we're going to do this incredible story and all this new stuff that's never been done before. And it's like, not everything that you make has to be new. There's a reason that a lot of third-person games with like action things have the same kind of set of controls. It's because they just work. You can add kind of little things here and there on top of it, but I remember like the fucking melee attacks. Were like on the thumbstick or something.
On the right analog stick.
Yeah, and then the left analog stick was how you moved, and then the right analog stick that you would normally just use for the camera is now your melee, so as you're going around a corner and you're trying to move the camera naturally the way that you always do it, you start attacking and you're like, oh shit, no, I need to use the bumper or something to move the camera over. And the gameplay was just god-awful. But the actual game idea of like kind of futuristic Norse mythology, and like an apocalypse, and the world is kind of like in like this endless winter, and humans are trying to you know stay alive instead of being eaten and destroyed by these machines. And now these Norse gods are kind of human but also kind of machine, and they're revered as gods, and they're trying to save the like it is a like a cool story for me, at least. I think
Yeah.
it was pretty cool. I also
Oh, it sounds awesome.
I also really liked that story in Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Spoilers, but yeah, the idea of like the storyline I thought was really cool, and that was really unique at the time. But that gameplay was just god awful.
Oh
So
yeah.
you can either do a remake or do a sequel, like a modern day sequel. And if you do a sequel, you've already got the fucking name right there.
Yep.
Two Human. That's it.
Human. We did it. You're welcome.
You have Two Human, and then you got Two Human, and it just you can fucking either jump on the goddamn Souls-like train if you need to, but just fucking. I'm thinking oh god, what was it? There's a third person game where you play as like the Four Horsemen in the
Oh,
different games. Shit. Not Warhammer.
no.
I remember it was something Definitive Edition, and I cannot remember the name of the game series. But there were
Darksiders.
Darksiders, that's it. Yeah, like something like that, where you just have like a kind of an open world. You got a big ass weapon. You're just fighting things and having a good time destroying shit. And in this world, in this storyline that they created, you could easily make like a really good double A game. It does not need to be a massive triple A,
No.
spec. You can do a great double A, third person
Seriously.
action RPG ish game. Because I also remember
Yeah.
there was like a skill tree in the game that was just kind of there. Like you got different abilities, which is far enough that you need for a skill tree.
You got the skill tree that just kind of has to be there because
Yeah, the skill tree that has to be
you have
there,
to have that
or just
RPG
learn.
element.
Sorry, that is Oliver.
Man.
Oliver is
Ollie.
buffing at something.
Aw. Well,
So-
in this game.
But yeah, Two Human. Once again, that the original control scheme was just ass.
Just reading about it is painful. Like that was just ooh. In a time where the right stick was already the camera stick.
Yeah,
How are you going to do that?
yeah.
Like just upend like no.
Also, apparently, Two Human was originally going to be on the PlayStation, the PlayStation 1, and it was going to be 5 discs.
Wow.
Yeah, so
That's too many. That's one too many.
just a sec here.
Okay.
I am still here, Mike. If you want to go ahead with your next
My
sequel,
next pick.
yeah. I just had to
So-
close my door.
Aw. Alrighty. This is a game. Speaking of Souls likes, this is a game I put a fair amount of time into, but I never actually owned. My ex girlfriend's brother was a huge fan of all like the FromSoft games, except he'd never heard of Armored Core, so I had to learn him about that one. But we would sit around, we'd play Bloodborne, we'd play Dark Souls 1 and 3, and then we put a weird amount of time into this together, kind of like tag teaming it because figure out some stuff that I couldn't and vice versa. Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice.
Okay.
And here's the thing, it was very much so a FromSoft game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, it had the feel, it had the vibe, but the mechanics and like the combat, like the philosophy was so different than the Souls games that is like, it, if you were to tell me that somebody else made this, I'd be like, yeah, I buy that. You know,
Like another
just
company
because,
that
like,
makes a Souls like kind of like
yeah,
Lies of P. I know a lot of people were talking about Lies of P last year being a really
yeah,
good, being one of the best Souls like that FromSoft didn't actually make.
yeah, yeah. This, like, if you told me somebody else made this, I'd be like, cool, somebody has finally figured out how to make a Souls game not from Soft.
Yeah,
Cool, I love it. But yeah, I mean, the fact that the combat is counterattacking, parrying, dodging, you know, which is the complete opposite of what you got in Dark Souls and Bloodborne.
hmm
Like, and also, man, in comparison, that was a very bright, very colorful game,
yeah,
like color palette wise.
yeah.
You know, I
As opposed
mean,
to Dark Souls or Bloodborne, which is just like Eldritch horrors.
yeah, just dark and brooding and just awful. Ugh, God, I love those games. But yeah, no, I feel like, man, there is definitely enough meat on the bone for at least, for some DLC, if not a full fledged sequel. I mean,
Was there
we'll
never
probably,
DLC to that one?
I don't think so, but
Because I know a lot
I
of
mean,
like obviously a lot of
yeah,
the From Software games get like a good sized amount of DLC, unless I'm mistaken.
see, Sekiro never did receive substantial DLC.
Huh.
Yeah, so yeah,
Oh
that
wow.
is
I didn't
something.
know that.
So yeah, no, but I mean, yeah. So there's like enough meat on the bone there that I could have definitely gotten a full fledged DLC, like paid DLC,
Yeah.
or like there could definitely be a sequel. I know in 5, 10 years, assuming society as we know it does not implode and we
It's a
start rebuilding,
big ask. Yep.
right? Oof, man. Um, yeah, it'll probably get remade just because
I mean, you say
why
that,
bother?
but how long have the people been clamoring and begging for a Bloodborne remake, and it's just
I mean,
not happening?
listen, don't ask me how things work, but the line must go up, and somebody's going to realize that, hey, Sekiro remake will make the line go up more than a Bloodborne
I,
remake.
I don't know if
And
that's the
so,
case.
listen, if it happens, there's a lot of stuff that just comes out that I'm just like, why is this here? Who
Why
is
was this
clamoring for
remade?
this?
Yeah,
Who was
it's
asking for this?
I think Blue Point Games are the ones that kind of I think they are now a subsidiary. I don't know if they're a first party or maybe a second party for Sony, but they're the ones who kind of do a lot of the remakes that have come out. So like the God of War collection for PS3 when that came out, and then the Ico and Shadow of Colossus collection,
Yeah,
and
those
then
were
they did
great.
Shadow of the Colossus remake and Demon Souls remake, and then the Uncharted like they kind of do. That's kind of their bread and
That
butter is doing
was,
like the ports and the remakes. So
you know what? I would love to see. This is just getting off topic, but a Sekiro and Bloodborne like 2 pack. Remember back in the day, you could occasionally, well, if you go to Walmart, you find the big bin of DVDs. You'll find like the 6 pack of DVDs
oh yeah,
featuring 5 movies that make sense together, and then something out of fucking left field. I mean,
yeah.
back in the day, you used to be able to like, you know, buy one get one, or you know,
Oh, I mean they
game
still have
demos.
that shit at Walmart.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
like it would be amazing if they were just like, all right, here's what you want. Here's something you didn't ask for. You got to take the thing you didn't ask for to get the thing you want.
You want this
And just
Sekiro
pump.
remake? Yeah?
You want this Bloodborne remake? Hey, here you go. We stapled
You're gonna play
Sekiro to
Armored
it.
Core 4. Just 4.
Oh, just for have fun. Oh man.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, no, it's very I hear a lot of people asking and begging for a Bloodborne remake or Bloodborne sequel. Not a lot for Sekiro, but like Sekiro's that one that
let's
people are like, yeah, Sekiro's dope.
yeah,
But then people are like, but
Sekiro.
I want the remake or sequel to Bloodborne.
So yeah, the Bloodborne thing is it fits so well within the rest of like the Souls verse. Like it,
Yeah.
you know, like it looks the same, it plays the same. You know, it's a lot alike. Sekiro was just different.
Yeah.
Like it's closer to Elden Ring. I feel than the like Bloodborne and Dark Souls.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so no, I would like to see another Sekiro game. I would also like to see a Bloodborne remake or a sequel. Like, I'm not saying one or the other. Like, give me all of the things I am asking for. Blood sucking video game companies,
You bitches.
like, give me all of these things give us all of these things that we are talking about.
Give Mike what he wants. Come on, Blue Point. Get your head out of your ass.
Give
What are you
Rob,
working on? They might be doing
give
Silent
Rob,
Hill, actually. I'm not sure. Are they
probably.
doing Silent Hill?
Silent Hill, God, that was
They
dope
are.
first time around.
Actually, I don't know if we know what they're doing yet.
Hmm.
Oh.
Mystery, intrigue.
At the time of June of, looks like 2021, they were working on original content, and then they were, I don't know if they were purchased. Let's see. Okay, yeah, Sony Interactive Entertainment acquired them in September of 2021 to become like a first party studio for PlayStation Studios.
Okay.
And at that point, apparently they were working on original content, but who knows what they're doing. Maybe we'll see
Yeah.
more, next month at SGF.
Who knows?
So,
Who
yeah.
knows?
So, Michael,
Robert.
let's see. I've got a bit of a list here. Which one? Where do I want to go? Do I want to go for an easy one or one that maybe we explain a little bit more?
Let's explain one a little bit.
Okay. So, this would be a cell.
I like where this is starting off.
It's a game.
This is gonna be hard to get off the ground.
It is a game in a very beloved series, and it is the overall most hated edition of this series. But due to the timeline of the series, I think you could easily do this in the mainline series. I would like a direct sequel to Mass Effect Andromeda.
Okay.
They've already
Okay.
announced that we're essentially getting Mass Effect 4,
Yeah.
with that's the one coming out, and they're just like, yeah, Andromeda didn't happen. But
Can't sweep that under the rug. I have a physical copy.
yeah, I have
I
a
bought
couple, actually. And
I bought that and No Man's Sky on the same day at GameStop.
the reason that game had so many issues is because of No Man's Sky, actually. Fun fact.
Yep.
So,
Oh, No Man's Sky did a lot to a lot of other games.
yeah. But no,
Oof.
Mass Effect Andromeda, obviously it's not as good as the Mass Effect trilogy. I'm not going to sit
No.
here and argue that that's the case. But I really liked kind of the idea that, hey, we're a couple hundred years past the Mass Effect storyline here, and we're in a different galaxy, and
Yeah.
we can make brand new things. We don't just have to be like, oh yeah, we're in the Milky Way galaxy, and we're gonna go to Earth, and you know what it looks like. You could just make up shit. And especially at the end of Mass Effect Andromeda, for those of us that actually finished it, there were so many cliffhangers that would have probably been the DLC and or sequel that got
Mm-hmm.
scrapped due to the reception of the game. Like there were just storyline threads of, like, you find out right at the end that at the beginning of the game, your character is on a ship in this Andromeda initiative to go to the new galaxy and populate it in case something happened to ours. You find out everything, why that happened, but then at the end of the game, you hear, oh, they found, we just got a call from another one of these ships that was Sorry, the remote was in the couch.
Oh,
Yeah, no,
do
you get like a
where the
report
remote?
that yeah, you get a report that the like another ship that came with you that got lost full of I believe Quarians, which were one of the original, species from the original games. Like, oh, we just got a contact from that ship. And it's like that was definitely supposed to be a DLC where you go and like
Yeah.
interact with things from the original trilogy. But with it being 200 some odd years in the future, you could do a Mass Effect series and a Mass Effect Andromeda series. Like those could be two separate
Yeah.
things, as much as we hate it. We've got, like there's what fucking Call of Duty, Black Ops, and then Call of Duty, you know, Modern Warfare remake or whatever.
Yeah.
But like they've got different storylines that are going on at the
Yeah.
same time.
Yeah. I
And
mean, it's
yeah.
with such an expansive timeline. I mean, like, there's so much in both, you know, universes, Andromeda and the original Mass Effect. Like, look at what happened with Warhammer 40K. Like, there's a lot of stuff there, and they
Yeah.
basically had Games Workshop basically had to come out and say, yeah, everything's canon. Like, which led to a bunch of fantastic memes. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
nothing like seeing Catgirl Space Marines, but no, it's just like they came out, they made some announcements, and everybody's freaking out. But they're like, no, 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 it's canon. A lot of the stuff is canon. Like pretty much everything that we say is canon because there's so much time like that happened in the storyline of Warhammer 40K, and it's such an insanely huge universe that yeah, you can have all of this shit existing and really never interacting, except for the fact that like okay, maybe something in the past here affects this, but like yeah, like you could totally do Mass Effect 4 and then
Mm-hmm.
on the heels of that be like, yeah, we're going to shove Andromeda 2 or Andromeda DLC down your throats
Yeah.
because there was a lot of meat left on that bone. Creatively, this needs to happen.
See, and what I'm like, obviously would never happen, but
No.
my dream as like a Mass Effect fan would be you get Mass Effect 4 and you have things that happen in the game that don't get explained because they actually lead into Andromeda and like the Andromeda timeline. You've got, you're with the characters and you see like I think this happened or at the beginning or end of Mass Effect 2 technically in the timeline, but that can easily be kind of moved around a little bit. But like you're the original characters in Mass Effect 4 and then your partner is like I'm going into this Andromeda initiative in the Quarian ship. And then Mass Effect Andromeda 2 comes out, the Quarian ship comes in, and, she's there. Like, you can have them connect in ways like that don't necessarily have to really align all that much, other than, here's a thing, we put her on this ship, oh my god, now it's here. You know? And then you can fucking, eventually, they're in the Andromeda galaxy, and they figure out, they find a Mass Effect, they find, the thing, and then they can actually travel through space to go back, and
Yeah.
now you're going back to Earth. But it's 200 years later. What the hell's happened?
Mm-hmm. God.
And I wrote, give the devs actual time to make it instead of forcing a release date after most of the game was scrapped due to No Man's Sky.
Oh, God. That was
And let them go nuts.
yeah. Let them make the game they had envisioned.
Yeah.
You know? Don't man. Always
Because,
the
yeah,
worst thing.
once again, not as good as the original trilogy, but I fucking loved Mass Effect Andromeda. I mean, I thought the storyline itself, going to the new place was great. Some of the gameplay got a little repetitive, obviously,
Yeah.
but yeah.
But no, the story was great. Like man. Yeah, it'll be a hell of a sell. It'll never get done.
Oh
But
god, no, none of these will ever get done.
oh God no. Jesus
I think
Christ.
they give a shit about Two Human. I don't even know who owns the goddamn rights to Two Human.
Some dude named Greg in Belarus or some shit.
Oh, right here.
There you go.
All right,
Lives on
Mike.
in all
Let's.
of our
I think
hearts.
we. I think we each have time for one more.
For one more, all right.
One more.
I'm gonna um real quick honorable mention. This is the one I pulled from the What Culture list.
Mm-hmm.
This is something I played the shit out of. Vagrant Story, because I am a sucker
Oh,
for JRPGs. Yeah,
yeah. Have you played Sea of
yeah,
Stars?
yeah,
Okay, good.
yeah, dude,
Sea of Stars is
dude,
incredible.
yeah, they're fucking great. Yeah, but Vagrant Story, awesome. Would love to see a sequel or a remake, but yeah, another one that gets talked about a lot, either as a remake or a sequel or something. Um, I'm realizing I have two Rockstar games on this list, but it is
I.
Bully.
That was. I have that
That was
on
on
my
yours?
list too. Yeah.
Hell yeah. I
Yeah.
bought the God, I bought one of the special editions, like the big box with the steel book and a
Yeah.
dodgeball. Yeah,
Okay.
like the like the rubber dodgeball that you would get hit in the face with as a kid. Like that kind of dodgeball, except it had the Rockstar logo and the Bully logo
Yeah.
or the Bullworth Academy on there. Um yeah, no, Bully was amazing. Like in its time, it was great. Like there was this open world you could go explore, but it wasn't crazy huge.
Yeah.
Like it felt like a big world as a kid. Like how big the world is when you're a kid and all you have is a bike,
All you have is
to
a
get
bike
around.
and your city, but there was so
Mhm.
much. I remember. Yeah. There's the
Oh,
school grounds. Then you can go into
mhm.
the city proper. Then there's like the
Yep.
carnival, and there's like the beach and like the actual neighborhoods, and they all
Yeah.
felt unique. But I'm pretty sure if you go back now, they're a minute and a
Oh
half
yeah.
on your bike and you're in the all different areas. But yeah.
Oh yeah. And like how fast time progressed and the fact that you would just fall asleep
Yeah.
and have to get dragged back to the academy by the cops. Man. Um yeah. No, that game was great. It had a bunch of like cool fun mini games in there that I got frustrated with some of them, but never
Hmm.
like this is dumb frustrating. Like this is challenging frustrating,
Yeah.
you
I
know?
think there was one dumb, frustrating thing I can remember, and it was a mandatory thing for the story, if I
Uh,
remember correctly. When you're working on the chapter where you're trying to get in with the nerds, and you had to like get a high score on a video game, and it was just a pain in the
oh
ass
yeah.
for a bit. Yeah.
Oh yeah. That one was okay, yeah. You're right. That was I forgot about
Yeah.
that. Man, the bike mini game, like building the bike. That one got a little frustrating just because like trying to like get the analog sticks to move in the exact right way. Frustrating. But yeah, it would be cool to see either like a direct sequel, like okay, you went from the Bulworth Academy to, an upper level private school of some variety in a bigger world, like
Hmm.
you're 16, you have a car, so the world is now much bigger, but still also kind of small because, in high school, you're not exactly just road tripping to other states for the
Yeah.
shit of it,
Yeah.
you know?
You're
Yeah.
maybe going to like the next county over for something.
Yeah. So, yeah, like, you could do that. I mean, a remake, just seeing this on a modern engine, modern hardware, with some modern quality of life updates.
Yeah.
Oh, give it to me. Pump it into my veins. Um, but yeah, I mean, I will say this is my favorite Rockstar like script. Like of all of the Rockstar games I have played,
Yeah.
like I love LA Noir. Don't get me wrong. That was brilliant. But Bully, like I feel that's one of those like I could just watch somebody do like I could just watch a let's play of Bully and just sit back and enjoy the story.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man.
And the music and shit too. Very very iconic music there in that
So
game.
good.
Now one. So like I said, I had Bully on my list too. So
Yep.
it sounds like you're thinking of like a direct sequel
I
where
would
you're Jimmy Hopkins and you're in
Yep.
like high school now, right?
Yeah.
See, my pitch was that it's in modern day
Ooh.
and Jimmy's in the game, but now he's got a kid who gets sent to Bulworth Academy.
Oh.
So we
Okay.
we we see, the same Bulworth Academy and stuff and like the same town, 20 some odd years later,
Okay.
and now like Jimmy's kid has to kind of try to get out of the shadow of Jimmy being like the head of the school, and now some of the teachers and stuff that they interact with are the kids grown up from the first game.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So they
I like.
know Jimmy's dad, and maybe they liked him, maybe they hated him.
Yeah. I
And
like
then you
that.
can tell like that original story, and you have obviously the callbacks to the original game.
Yeah. Ooh,
Um,
man.
but yeah,
Either
that was my little kind of pitch for it.
dude, either one would be pretty sweet.
Yeah, but regardless, I mean, fucking Bully. Bully is.
Yeah.
I'm so surprised that Rockstar has never gone back to it.
Yeah.
You know.
That's like I remember like the outrage because it's the Grand Theft Auto people making a game about a school.
Yeah, it was all school shootings. It's like, did you play it? I don't have to. Oh, what's the worst thing you could do with it? I can throw eggs at a car.
Yeah. I can make out with random girls.
Yeah. Oh, and boys.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh. Oh. Clearly you people have never dealt with private school. And it shows.
Yeah, I mean that fucking Bully was an incredible game. Let
Oh
me.
yeah.
I have one quick one, and this honestly, fucking remake, sequel doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
All I want, Unreal Engine 5, the most beautiful graphics, everything is gorgeous. Give me Star Wars Pod Racer.
Yes.
Like, you just fucking put characters in the game. Give me a Sebulba that looks like he's out of the goddamn movie.
Yeah.
How is this is not a difficult concept to make a fucking pod racing game that looks modern.
No.
Do it.
Yeah. It's right
Mike,
there.
do it. It's right fucking there.
Yeah. All right, I'll get on it. All right. I'll catch you
Like
later.
Mike is going to make Pod Racer in Unreal Engine 5 for everybody. It's a fucking slam goddamn dunk.
Mm-hmm.
You're just making a
Ugh.
fucking F-Zero with a Star Wars skin in,
Yeah.
like Unreal Engine 4 or 5, and it just looks incredible. Like,
Yeah. Wipe out with Star Wars.
exactly.
Like,
Fucking do it.
give it to me.
But yeah, I mean, that one, literally, my pitch is fucking self-explanatory. Yeah.
Yeah.
Star Wars Pod Racer.
Play the shit out of that.
But I think my last one here that I'm going to go with, I've got two that I could do, but,
Sophie's choice.
yeah. I'm gonna do a more recent one here that
Okay.
I don't think gets enough love, and I would love to see a sequel, but I don't think it's going to happen. Marvel's Midnight Suns.
Oh,
I don't know if you've played this one.
I did. That was
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. Marvel's Midnight
Dude.
Suns is an incredible Marvel game. Great story. Most of the combat is good. It's like a turn-based fighting kind of thing. And you kind of not really collect superheroes. That sounds more like Pokemon, but like you recruit heroes to your team, and then you can like pick a team to go out and do missions with. And was an incredible game. Had a couple of things that if we were to get a sequel, I would change. And the big thing, the turn-based fighting, cool, that's fine. The card-based system of turn-based fighting and kind of that whole thing,
Yeah.
it was like it was putting something on top of something that was already kind of the base.
You're putting a hat on a hat at that point.
Exactly. Yeah. Like either do like a card-based type, something
Yeah.
or other, like make it like a card-based thing, or make it turn-based actual action. You can do either a card game or a turn-based action game. You know what I mean? Because we already have quite a few other, we've got some other Marvel games that are just third-person action games that are great, and this was something different. This was like that kind of, I think, what was the XCOM? It was kind of like that XCOM type thing.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah, like kind of like tactical squad,
Yeah,
like a
exactly.
tactics game, sort of. Yeah,
Exactly, which was great, other than like the card-based system on top of that was just not needed.
no,
And I think the gameplay loop itself, and I'm going to say this as somebody who has played multiple Persona games multiple times, the gameplay loop of do a mission, go back to the castle, talk to everybody and like raise up your friendship meter, go to bed, wake up, do a mission, go around the castle, talk to everybody. Like that gameplay loop just started to drag, like to the point where I stopped even. I would do a mission and then just run straight to bed unless I was told, hey, you have to go and speak to this person to further the storyline. Because I was like, that's just, it's like it's cool that you're doing like a relationship thing, but it's just so. It was just, hey, let's add another thing kind of on top of this to stretch out the story.
yeah,
Where you could easily just have cutscenes where your character becomes better friends with other characters, and then that's not necessarily even a gameplay mechanic. That is just the story, you know. But yeah, tighten up that gameplay loop. Get rid of the cards in the turn-based battling system, and you can kind of go more into like just like an RPG thing where you've got, okay, yeah, my character, like you played as the hunter, which was the main character of the game, and it was a character that you kind of got to create, at least like the view of it and everything. Give the hunter and whatever character you recruit some sort of skill tree, and you can kind of just turn off and on abilities, and that's kind of it.
yeah,
You can expand on those, and that's it. You know what I mean? Like the card based thing and kind of unlocking cards and doing all this stuff was just like you said, it's a hat on a hat.
yeah. Like, one or the other.
Yeah,
Adding, like putting the card based on top of the turn based does not add anything. If
yeah,
anything, it detracts.
yeah.
You know.
And I
So
think that was one of the big things, that I think went against it. It was we saw like the first trailer, and it was like it was like the hunter, but it was like Wolverine and Spider Man and Scarlet Witch, all like in this cool CG thing. And then the gameplay was revealed, and it was turn based, and people were like, "Oh, it's like it's okay, whatever." And then the card system was announced after that, and for me, honestly, I was like, "Oh, never mind. I don't even. I'm not even. I don't
yeah,
even want to like. I don't even want to really bother with this. Like that seems like just so much. It's a very kind of first world thing, but it's like, oh my god, it seems like so much work. I gotta read and I gotta do like this and that. No, I don't want to.
yeah. It's like it's like just let me have like this tactics turn based
Exactly.
thing.
Yeah.
I don't need like, yeah, I don't need this other crap in here.
Yeah.
Right?
And like once you got into the gameplay and like doing the abilities and everything, it was great because you got to like, yeah, it was that tactics thing. It's like, okay,
Yeah,
I can move Wolverine over here, and then I can take Captain America, and I can do an attack that's a knockback thing, and I can knock them into Wolverine, and then that'll do more damage, and then Wolverine will knock them over into this thing. It's like you had that kind of battle mentality, but then it was wrapped up in, oh well, I mean, now you have to pull the right cards to be able to do the ability.
yeah,
Like I've got enough, activity points or whatever they were called. Like you build up points for everything that you do, and then it's like certain things cost more to do. Great, but now I've got a full bar, but I've got a handful of cards that are like support cards. Like I have 5 enemies on the field. I've got everybody in position to do an attack. My only thing that I can do is to heal myself when I haven't taken any damage. You know what I mean? Like
yeah, yeah.
just do the tactics
It's
thing, and
mhm.
it would be incredible. Yeah, when I played it, I've got a buddy who I do like Xbox Game Share with who bought it because it was on sale, and I was like, oh yeah, I remember that game, and I tried to play it, could not get into it because the TV that I had still at 42 inches, not like a tiny TV, but the fucking text in that game,
Yeah,
fuck are we doing? And then I got myself just a bigger TV, nothing fancy, just like bigger, and then I could actually read the text. And I tried playing it, and I got sucked into the story. But then the gameplay, like
yeah,
I was like, I want to keep playing this, but like this gameplay loop of running around the castle, and it's not just, hey, go talk to these people over here. It's fucking go here and then run across the grounds to find this thing and then bring it all the way over here, and then you got to come back, and it's like, I know I could probably fast travel, but it's like, just give me a cutscene, let me do a couple things.
Yeah, like can I just play the game?
Yeah.
Is that an option?
Streamline the gameplay, and then you can continue that story. And there were definitely things that you can jump off of for like a potential sequel to the game. And then you can add obviously more, you always want to add like more Marvel characters and characters that you recognize. And you can make a great story with a great tactical gameplay loop and streamline it a bit. And yeah. But yeah, Marvel Midnight Suns would be my kind of last pick here.
That's a good one. That's a solid one to end on.
Yeah. Man. So,
yeah. There we go.
There we go.
Solid games.
It's 6 or 8. I think we did 8 because we both had 2 little ones.
Oh yeah, so 8 games that we'd love to see sequels to or a remake of. In my case, you do one, you get another one free.
There you go. Or you do the remake of. You do a Sekiro remake, you get a free remake of fucking Bloodborne. Boom.
No, I think it would be the other way around.
They
give us a Bloodborne remake, but they staple a remake of Sekiro to it. It's like, here's a thing you didn't ask for nor wanted, but hey, here you go.
But you're getting it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just updating my list here, because then, if we do another one of these episodes, then I've already know what we've kind of talked about. So,
hey.
Yay!
Love it.
But yeah, those are kind of our pitches for some games. Let us know any games that you would love a sequel or remake to in the comments, in the Twitter replies. Share this with your friends, see what they like. See what they think of. Maybe share this episode in the fucking video game sequel subreddit, if there is one. Yeah. If there's not, make one and put it in there. You might as well. But Mike, you're almost finished with your move. When you're done moving, are you going to be back to streaming, do you think, or what's going on?
I'm trying to target early June to come back to streaming, because again, I want to kind of rebrand the Nerding for Beginners to Nerding for Amateurs. We're no longer really beginners. We have some
intermediate
skill.
Nerding.
Exactly.
Oh wait, what was it? So it's Nerding 101. What's the next one? Is it? It is just intermediate nerding, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or Nerding 202.
201.
I don't know. 201. There we go.
201, 102, one of those two. I don't know. No, 201. Yeah, that would be the next. That would be the next step up.
Just look at the episode titles of Community, and we'll figure it out.
Exactly.
That's a great.
I'm trying to go back to college.
Fucking great show, Community.
I should know this. Anyway, yeah. Early June, rebrand, streaming, me in my bedroom. Come on, you want to check it out.
Do it. And that for now, that will be at Nerding for Beginners. But once that changes, we'll obviously update our Twitter. We'll update, the Nerding for Beginners Facebook page.
Yep, everything will get updated. I'm going to rebrand properly this goddamn time.
Yep.
As opposed to the last time where I left the old artwork and fonts up and old schedules up in some places. So, I used to do this as a job. Man, can't tell by this. But holy shit. Anyway, Robert, how about you, buddy? Streaming? Just hanging out?
We'll see what happens this week. I was thinking of maybe starting to go live on Thursday nights, because we drop episodes on Thursday, and then just kind of streaming some games that we talk about in the episode.
I like
what I mean? And then if you listen to the episode, kind of that morning or whatever, just like, on your way to work, because hopefully we're gonna be getting these back down to like, the time around now where you've got about an hour or so, an hour 20 tops, instead of our 4-hour Fallout episodes. Yeah,
like 2/3 of us got wildly drunk during it.
I am 2/3.
One me.
Yeah. But I'm thinking of maybe going live on Thursday nights and just playing some games that we've that we've talked about on that day's episode and just kind of chatting, hanging out.
That'd be pretty fun, yeah.
We'll see. We'll see if I do it today, maybe next week. But yeah, I started having that idea around.
I like it.
But yeah, let's get out of here. Let me pop on that outro music. We will say goodbye, and we will thank you all for joining us for another week here at Story Motors Podcast. Like and subscribe on the YouTubes and on the Twitters, and let us know what you think and what sequels you want.
Great review on Podcast Choice.
Yeah. What the hell? That's a new balloon.